Hello, my name is Shadley and welcome back for another episode of Colombian Space Initiative in Aurora 4X... Not Aurora 4X, Christ. Supreme Royal Ultimate. I've been recording quite a bit of Aurora lately, so sorry about that. Anyway, we are now on pretty close to the election. It looks like we're winning with more than 10% lead to the next party there, so that's good. We are still holding on with money. We managed to sell quite a few techs to Canadians because they managed to unlock some of the techs that we had already bought from other nations. So we've already sold everything that we can to them, unfortunately, but we did a decent bit there. Actually, Portugal doesn't have a lot of money, nor does Spain. Well, Peru does have a lot, but there's nothing that they want from us. We tried to sell the submarine mass production to them, but they just don't need it. Which is a bit unfortunate, but understandable. Right, so we built another industrial goods factory there. So we do have, and we can actually now sell some of our industrial goods again. So I'm actually going to put that to sell 50% of the extra production there. I'm going to just increase the markup there to at least so that we'll guarantee, or we're more or less guaranteed to make some money. But I still want to accumulate a little bit there. We do have the 4 military goods factories there, so we are selling about 100 tons per day. And we should be able to win the election quite handily. And the ballistic missiles is now only 500 million. After we get that, that's going to lower the research cost quite a bit, so we might be able to make some money again. Now, are we not selling? Oh no, we're not selling any consumer goods right now. Oh no, we are. Okay, let's just put the price over there down again so we can make sure that we are selling that. Looks like the consumer goods price, though, the amount of money we get from that has gone down quite a bit. Now, to be fair, the production expenses is more or less the same as it used to be, but we have increased our production, so it's not all bad. We should be winning by quite a margin there. So that is good. Okay, so the naval electronics is almost researched. And there we go, another election victory. We have not lost a single election yet, so we are still a democracy. Our population is growing, although the speed that it grows, well, it's actually still pretty high. The births have gone down a little bit, though, because we've had to lower the funding in our healthcare a tiny bit. But for the most part, it's still alright. So military goods and petroleum are still quite significant amount of... Oh, industrial goods... Why are we selling so little? Is the price... No, price isn't the problem, really. On the other hand, they're not all that valuable per ton, I suppose. Oh, we're buying from someone else. Okay, yeah. I think we're buying from Canada, actually. But yeah, we should be getting the electronics soon. I'm just making sure Mexico, I still can't sell anything to you in terms of tech, not really. How much do we have military goods? We got 10,000 tons. Russia. I'm sure that you want some. Sell another, I don't know, something like that. 40 million, 116 million. It's an improvement. Research breakthrough, we got the naval electronics, good. And we got the money out of there. So now we're getting some of the ship designs. Civilian cargo is the first one. It's actually a bit expensive, or a bit more expensive than I expected it to be. But the rest of the boats seem to be rather cheap. It'll take some time, but it will give us a little bit of time to recover, so to speak. Although, let's have a look at the expenditure. It's still pretty high. I'm guessing in Treasury it's mostly just social services. Let's have a look at the social services right now. Infrastructure is very high. Family subsidies, I can probably lower that a tiny bit. After we won the election, we'll lower that just so that we can kind of lower the daily cost in the funding there. Unemployment isn't too bad yet. We could always just increase the taxes a little bit if we need to. Another thing that I suppose I could do over here is... already at 70% there. What about food? I don't think we need to raise that right now. I'm not sure if we need to increase the price for petroleum either. Energy, domestic price is actually rather high compared to the market price. So that's alright, we are probably making a lot of profit that way. Just buying the electricity and then selling it to the domestic people or domestic markets. Now, so once we get this one, hopefully we can sell that to a lot of nations. Also, we're about to get civilian cargo. So how far? 76 days away. Alright then. And then the vaccine improvements. Actually, that should unlock some polio vaccines. Oh, well, that'd be handy. That is something that we can actually buy from other nations though, so we don't necessarily need to research that ourselves. Let's have a quick look at USA again in terms of tech. There's still a few things that we could buy from you. Silicon transistors, how much would I have to pay? 800 million. I think it's going to be worth it though, because that's going to unlock a lot of the research that we can... Let's have a look. Can you sell it to... Nope. Oh, transistor-based computers. Right, a lot of people already have that. That is rather expensive tech though. What about science? Fiber optics? That wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing. Not necessarily something that we need right now, in all fairness, but it does take us a little bit closer in the... Actually, where does the fiber optics... We'll probably go somewhere around here, but yeah, that should take us a bit further. Just making sure that it's not any of these. I mean, there's an easier way to check that. Just, you know, check this one itself. Okay, so it takes us to that one, which then takes us to fiber optic systems, advanced communications. Okay, yeah, there's quite a bit of tech, especially on the technology part, or branch of the things. We're not doing all that great yet. But once we get the ballistic missile concept, hopefully we can get a lot of money by selling that to nations. Because it looks like we are the first one to get that. We got the patrol boat design. Okay, so sloop gunboat is not going to be the next one to be researched. It's going to be the ballistic missiles. Well, the concept for that anyway. There's still a lot of things that we'll need to get from here. Most of which are not purchasable. Interesting. Including the aerospace fabrication, which is something that we do need if we want to be able to... Well, actually... Why are we buying... I don't want to buy industrial goods. Yeah, I don't want to buy industrial goods, but we're still doing that. We don't really need to buy... I mean, we've got over 100,000. I suppose if we want to start building some, I don't know, hydro plants again. Well, we haven't actually built anything during this playthrough, but yeah, that's technically something that we could do. Oh, and has the... Well, the price is fluctuating a little bit. Not actually selling all that much either. Okay, so we are losing some money again. And I reckon there's no one that we can sell things to. Oh, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Brazil, no. What about Argentina? Argentina, yes, technically. It's a lot of bit money. Chile, you'd like us, but you don't have a lot of money, so selling things to you is probably not in our interest. I mean, maybe that one. 12 million from there. What about Italians? Nope, nothing. Oh, we could sell something to the Austro-Hungarians. 6 million. That's not a lot of money, to be fair. What about Denmark? We'll probably sell you a tech or two, or at least that one. Siam. You got barely any money, so who's selling stuff to you is not going to work. Aircraft tech knowledge for the Australians. I haven't actually been selling a lot of things to the Australians, so there's probably a decent bit of marketplace there. Military vessels, sure, I'll take 10 million out of you. Oh, right. We can finally start selling stuff to the Ottoman Empire again, although they don't want to pay a lot, which is a problem, admittedly. What about Romania? We've been trading with you a lot lately, so you should be offering a pretty decent price for us. Artillery improvements. 30 million, that's better than nothing. We can probably get back to 1 billion at least, while we wait for this. Oh, you don't want the submarine mass production. What about the basic missile concept? 150 million, I'll take that. Then industrialization of industrial as military vessels. There we go. That's a lot of bit money again. Then liquid fuel rockets, 46 million. Basic land launched rockets, 200 million. Carrier design improvements, sure, I'll take another 6 million from you. Right, is there anything that we could sell to the Russians again? No, not really. I think the Russians are actually ahead of us in tech. And Argentina is... Oh, sure, I'll sell you industrial goods. Starting to have a pretty good stockpile there. Okay then, so we did build that, we got a good stockpile, we could get more military goods production, I suppose. It wouldn't be cheap, but it could be done. Let me contract over there. So if we have a look at our sales right now, what is giving us the most? Consumer goods is still the highest income. I guess the military goods, there's still markup of almost 3,400. Around there anyway. So I suppose we can build another one of these. We are currently in, if we have a look at the exporters, we are number 3 in the world. And if we have a look at the production, actually not all that high yet. But I think after we build that one, that's going to take us another step higher, or step or two higher in the list. You offer agriculture, you know what, sure. Basic missile concept, okay. Now let's pause for a moment, because I want to see how much can I get from that. We had to pay 300 million to research that, that's 470. What about Canada? 380, so that's already about 800 million. 1,500. 2,200. What about Brazil? 2,600. I can try to sell you that. You're not going to be paying it full price. I'm just going to sell you the tank tech then in the meanwhile. What about China? Basic missile, yeah, that's another 300 million. Russia. Yeah, good. How about Japan? How much are you willing to pay? 370 million, that's actually not a bad price. Italy, 380. 300. What about Germany? 300. Okay, so we can get to about 5 billion, I think. Yep, 5 billion. That's pretty decent cash there. It was a long and hard investment, but it certainly paid off. Oh, with that money, let's actually go ahead and buy some technology, say from the United States. Oh, wait, you didn't buy that? There was a rejection there. Oh, there we go. Now they accepted that. Right, so I wanted to get the transistor-based computers from you. That's 1 billion back to you. Let me actually have a look. Oh, and we got the unit design. So do we have any new technologies unlocked that we are bound? Long-range rockets. That's one thing. It's not particularly expensive. I'll put that into the list. Then in transport, there's the aerospace fabrication. That's a bit more expensive, but I do think I want to get that as soon as possible. So I'll put that on the list. What about society? Manufacturing improvement. Oh! Industrial and consumer goods productions go up by 20%. That would be very handy. I'll put that on the list as well, and we can't buy that from anyone. Okay then, so we got that going. We got a pretty good production, or pretty good sales on various goods, but of course we are spending a lot of money on what exactly? Treasury? Oh, construction. Right, we started the military goods production there. Okay, so once that's completed, Now, how much are we spending on research daily? 8 million still. About 9 million total. Okay, so the aerospace fabrication is it's a bit expensive, I reckon. How close did we get on the... Let's say this one. We need to go back a little bit on here. So we got the... Oh, integrated circuits. Actually, that's not too expensive. Sure, let's... Can we buy that from Mexico, just out of curiosity? Actually, we can. I'll pay that, and then I'll try to sell you the ballistic missile concept again. There we go, that was successful this time. Did we manage to sell it to Brazil? Did buy that already. Argentina, you have a little bit of money, you can buy the transistor-based computers from us. Probably Peru can do that as well. No, you can buy modern electronics, okay. That's good as well. So we did get our money back again, at least to a certain degree. So how are we doing to productions here? Petroleum, we could start improving a little. Actually, that reminds me, we've got pretty good stockpile of that. Let's start making this place into a proper base. So let's build a... Oh, let's just go with urban, I suppose. So we'll build 2 supply depots there. And then we'll build a airfield in there. And that should take it pretty close to 50% supplies. And then we can start producing some petroleum and wood down, or timber down there. We'll get these constructions done first though. It'll take some time, but that's alright. And we could technically move the engineers from here to there, but not necessarily needed there right now. Although, we do have the engineers down here, which are not really used because we got the railway constructed all the way. So how about you go help around there? It'll take some time for you to get there, but you can still probably help for half the construction there. Most likely. So the vaccine improvements is going to take a little bit longer. Did we get the... Oh, early conventional computers. Okay, I suppose we could buy that. I think I'm going to start trading more with Mexico right now. Actually, they don't have that. What about... Well, we could buy that. Increase the healthcare rating. Which means that we can then lower the funding there once again. A tiny bit. There's the naval engine... Oh, naval electronics. Let's go coal gasification. Fiber optics. I'm actually going to get that one real quick. And we got the airfield completed. We are losing a fair bit of money though, and the engineers did actually reach there rather quickly, so yeah, they're working on half the buildings there still. Well, that's good. But yeah, now that we got the ballistic missile... Oh, right, yeah, the British have almost completed the race for the internet. Surprise, surprise. At least aerospace fabrication, we are going to be the first ones to get progress on the space race. And since we can't sell that one, we aren't be the first or only ones to do that for a while. Now, we could technically set up some... Hold on, where can we see... It's not... Is it around here? Oh yeah. So we can have missile defense, communications, and reconnaissance radars up. But eventually, of course, we'll need to get quite a bit of things for that. So apparently we're selling consumer goods to the British. Probably sell 90% of these extras though. We've got a decent stockpile there, we don't necessarily need more right now. We do need to get more money, quite frankly. There's still a deficit of about 30 million from the income and expenditure before trade. With the trades, I mean, we're not losing a massive amount of money, we're losing about 3 million per day. But I'd rather not use that, or lose that much. We're going to get the sea catcher in a little bit, and then, yeah, there's quite a few things that Manufacturing improvements is certainly an important one, so I want to get that as soon as possible, so it's a good thing that it's the first one on the list. And long-range rockets, there's the surface-to-air missile that we're going to get at some point. We've got a lot of goods productions now. And also, are we... let's have a look at consumer and production. So we are number 7... No, actually... There's a lot of bit of fluctuation in the list there, but we are still pretty high in the military goods production total. How good is the markup though? It's still about 3,400 or something like that. Industrial goods markup is basically nothing though, which is a bit unfortunate. And the consumer goods markup for us is about 1,000. So it's stayed more or less the same for the time being. As long as we are getting the money from there, I'm okay with that. Although, I'm guessing the social spending is back to 20 million. That's the healthcare. It's about 100% rating. Education is 83%. Infrastructure, we could probably start lowering that at some point. Family subsidies, law enforcement is important. Cultural subsidies and social assistance is still fairly low total. What about France? Can we sell anything to you right now? Not really. We can buy laser systems from you, although that would be a bit expensive. And then there's various military stuff that we are quite a bit behind in. Let's get the improved gear design from you. Don't think we'll be able to sell it to anyone, but, you know, a little bit closer. And now Peru has caught up with some of the techs at least, so we can sell more to them. Still pretty sure that we can't sell the submarine stuff of it. It just doesn't interest them. So still 2 months from the carrier design. Again, the carrier is not particularly a good one, but at least we'll have some designs, and it gives us a little bit of time to get more things out. No, I don't want to buy the industrial goods. Okay, I should probably just... Okay, Canada? I think we need to stop the offers, because I don't want to buy your or industrial goods. We got more than enough production on our own. That's just costing us way too much. And it seems to be that it's mostly Canada that we're buying them from. We could build a little bit more industry over there. There's still that one that we haven't built out with anything. We got one more space here for another military goods factory, and we're still getting a decent bit of cash from that. So you know what? Considering how much industrial goods we have there, I will build the 6th one there. In the meanwhile, how much did we have? We got over 100,000, so we can easily start building up some of the stuff here. We got 100% supply there. So, let's go ahead and build up some rails, shall we? Build up rail there. We'll build up a rail down this way. And down there. And down this way. Maybe even down that way. Just, you know, expand the network a little bit here. Once again. Right, I believe Peru, I can sell some more text to you. Indeed we can. We'll probably keep it on for a little while. Just sell them one at a time. Peru has been a very good trade partner with us, actually. Why are they selling that as giving them so much money, I wonder? We got a little bit industrial goods, that much I do know. that they got some consumer goods. They got some petroleum production over here. Yeah, I don't actually know what they're doing. No, I'm not buying your industrial goods, Canada. Thank you very much. But that would be the end of this episode. So, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.